Hello! How is everybody today? It's Nana. I'm going to be reading a story to you today. I have a new hat. I gave this same hat to my two youngest granddaughters, and they enjoy it. It's a funny bunny brain hat. That's what we call it. The bunny brain hat. Now, when we read or we study, we can put our bunny brain on and we can study together. It helps you focus, gives you something to do while you're reading or studying. Instead of fidgeting in your chair, you can flop your ears. Okay, I'm going to read you a story today. And this is another one of the books that comes for Ivy, and it is from a reading program that she was enrolled in when she was born, and it's put out by our local, or sponsored by our local Coweta Fayette EMC. And I think that's very awesome. I did not know that this was where these came from. I thought it was a literacy program or something, and it is of sorts, but this company, which provides our electricity so we can see these videos and the pretty lights and all that, they are helping to pay for these books that go out to children that were born, and they are enrolled in them up until I think they turn 5 years old. Really a wonderful, wonderful program. I know both of my youngest grandchildren have thoroughly enjoyed theirs. And even in the time of this pandemic where we can't see each other like we want to, Nana, because it comes to my house, because they used to live here, we can share it and read it, and we can share it with you. Okay, today's book is Can I Come Too? Let's see. It's by Brian Patten and illustrated, which means the beautiful drawings, by Nicola Bayley. All right. I'm guessing it's going to be a travel book. What do you think? Somebody wants to know, can he come too? And that generally means that somebody's going on a trip. Look at the beautiful drawings. Isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful. Beautiful mouse. Look at a little bunny and a bumblebee and a jonquil. Lovely. Lovely. A very small mouse decided she wanted to have a very big adventure. I'll go and find the biggest creature in the world, she thought. Wow. Can you imagine? Wonder what she was thinking. Wonder what creature she thinks is the biggest creature in the whole world. Well, we know it's not the bunny rabbit. But let's go see. See the beautiful, beautiful graphics in this book. The poppy and the mouse hanging on for dear life to the poppy. Getting ready to go. She's going to go find the biggest creature in the world, she thinks. By the lake, the mouse met a frog. Ribbit, ribbit. Are you the biggest creature in the world? She asked. No, said the frog, but it is very brave of you to look for it. Can I come too? Of course, said the mouse. Just because we are small doesn't mean we can't have a big adventure. That's right. That's very right. There's little mouse asking the frog if he's the biggest creature in the world. Nah, he's about the same size she is. She just can't really tell it. Well, let's go on and see what happens to Frog and Mouse. On a branch overhanging the river, they met a bird made out of rainbows. It was a kingfisher. Are you the biggest creature in the world? The mouse asked. I'm a rather small bird, but I'd love to come see what the biggest creature is. Can I come too? A kingfisher. Look at him. Isn't he beautiful? blue and orange and white with spots on his head. And look at that long beak that helps him catch fish. He catches little tiny fish that's up near the surface of the water, and that's what he eats. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's see what we got here. Dozing on a wall in the sunlight was a cat. A cat! Have you seen the biggest creature in the world? The mouse asked. The cat opened one eye and said, No, but I'm curious to see it. I'll come too. There's the kitty cat. Excuse me. And there's the kingfisher and the mouse and the frog. Look at them. Aren't they gorgeous? Beautiful, beautiful pictures. Excuse me for sneezing. It's dusty in my office, I think. They met an otter on the riverbank where the wildflowers grew. Perhaps you're the biggest creature in the world, said the mouse. The otter said, I'm afraid I'm not, said the otter. But I wonder what is. Can I come too? You know, they all were agreeable to that. There's the otter. Isn't he beautiful? And there's the frog and the kingfisher and the mouse and the kitty cat. The kitty cat is a Siamese cat with big old blue eyes. Look how pretty. Okay. In the woods, where everything glowed with green light, they met a badger. Are you the biggest creature in the world? The mouse asked. His legs were far too short to belong to the biggest creature, sniffed the cat. I'd love to see what it is, said the badger. Can I come too? Look at the badger. Look at him. Look at his long fingernails. Badgers dig. They dig down in the ground for their grubs and bugs and things like that they like to eat. And they use those claws to tear bark off of the trees to get at bugs. Very handy to have long fingernails. And there's the otter and the kitty cat. Let's see what happens next. I don't know if this is working or not. My camera seems to be jerking. They crossed the bridge in a small valley full of tiny things. Dragonflies darted around, lizards lazed on stones, and water vole washed his whiskers at the river's edge. But they saw nothing big, so on they went. They went on past all those critters in the river at the bridge. Pretty bridge there. Little baby ducks, snail and a lizard and a dragonfly. They're too tiny, obviously, to be the biggest creature. Here's the mouse and the frog. Goodness gracious. Okay. When they met a dog, the mouse asked, Are you the biggest creature in the world? The cat said, He's the scruffiest creature, but he's certainly not the biggest. And the dog said, I wonder what on earth is. Can I come too? There's the puppy dog. Got him a stick to play with. Want to play fetch. And the badger and the otter and the kitty cat and the kingfisher and the toad and the mouse, they're all asking him. And he says, No, I don't think so. I'm not the biggest creature, but I sure would like to see the biggest creature. Well, halfway up the mountainside, they met a goat. Have you seen the biggest creature in the world? Asked the mouse. No, but I can see some very large creatures from up here in this tree, she said. Well, we're looking for the biggest of them all, said the mouse. And the goat said, Can I come too? Look at her up in that tree. We have some goats here on the road that I live on. And every once in a while we see them trying to climb up in the tree to get the tender leaves off of the tree. Never seen one up in the tree, but I've seen them trying to. In the zoo, they met a tiger whose paws were big as frying pans. Wow. You're the most fantastic creature in the world, declared the mouse. Perhaps you're also the largest? I'm not the biggest, said the tiger. Roar. If I promise not to eat any of you, can I come too? Eat us? Oh my, don't you know they were getting nervous? Look at that big old tiger. Just big old pussycat. There's the goat's feet and the oh, that's the otter's feet, and that's the badger's feet, and that's the kitty cat's feet. I don't know what feet that belongs to. And little Miss Mouse walked right up to that big old tiger and asked that question. The polar bear followed them out of the zoo. His coat was as white as snow, just like mine. I believe the biggest creature in the world lives in the ocean, where the river ends, he said. I'd love to see it. Can I come too? So off they went. Look at this parade of critters. There's the big old polar bear, and there's the mouse and Mr. Toad and the kingfisher and the tiger and the kitty cat and the badger and the goat and the puppy dog and the otter right way over there. See the otter way up there? And look, over here is the ocean in the distance. They're going to go over to the ocean. What do you think they're going to find at the ocean? The mouse, the frog, the kingfisher, the cat, the otter, the badger, the dog, the goat, the tiger, and the polar bear followed the river all the way to the ocean. The mouse was very excited. I wonder what we're going to see, she thought. Wow. The biggest creature was something as big as an island. Something bigger than 1,000,000 mice. Seagulls flew all around it, and dolphins leapt around it, leapt up out of the water around it. Can you guess what it was? It was a whale. Wow, that's a big old creature. Big, 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 big creature. Look at that. That is the biggest creature on earth. And look at all these little ones from the polar bear down to the mouse. See the dolphins jumping in front of it? Whales are magnificent, beautiful, beautiful creatures. Absolutely beautiful. It's so hard to turn the pages in a new book, isn't it? The animals watched until the whale plunged back beneath the waves. Then night fell, and all the sleepy creatures decided it was time to go back home. We would never have seen such a wonderful thing without you, they said to the little mouse. And the little mouse said, meeting you all has been a very big part of the adventure. I'm so glad you all could come too. Isn't that sweet? They got along just fine. Nobody ate each other, did they? And there they are, hitting all the whales going down back underneath the water. And the polar bear and the kitty cat and the tiger and the badger and the otter and the goat and the puppy dog and the Miss Mouse who started the whole thing and the frog. They all headed for home, so happy that they had gone along together and seen the most magnificent, largest creature in the world. The mouse was so happy to have seen the biggest creature in the world. That night she thought to herself, I might be tiny, but I've had a very big adventure. Then she curled up into a little bitty ball and went fast asleep. Bless her heart. Sweet little thing. Look at her. She's just tuckered out. Look at her there. She's just all tuckered out. She got in her little nest, curled up into a ball, and went to sleep. You know, kind of like when you get through playing all day and you've been maybe riding your bike or you've been playing on the playground in the neighborhood or playing with your friends in the neighborhood, and you're tired at night. You're just so tired, and you have your dinner and you get your good old warm bath, get all clean and curl up in your nice jammies and get in the bed and go to sleep and rest. Good, get a good 8 hours. And then the next morning, you get up and do it all again. And I bet you have as many fun adventures as Miss Mouse and the others had, like they did today. All right, that's the end of our story, and it's the end of our time for this week. But we'll be back next week with a whole new story. Y'all have a good week. Bye-bye.